A smartphone gimbal that can track you without any apps, basically doing it with its own AI module on the top. So right now we're reviewing the new gimbal by Hohem. So here is the name of this gimbal, guys, so let's review that. So guys, to stop the tracking, you simply show your palm like so, and it stops the tracking. So as you can see, it doesn't track me right now, but if I show the OK sign, it's flashing green, and it's actually lit green right now, and it is tracking me, as you can tell from the image right here. So I'm really curious about how far it can track me. So what if I go for like 5 meters away and it's still snowing? It's a bit more of a challenge. And as you can see, guys, it does track me. If I go behind a tree, it still tracks me. And if I go behind the tree once again, can it track me? Yes, it does track me with a little delay. Now let's go farther away for like, I don't know, maybe around 10 meters right here. So let's check. Does it track me? I guess so. Yes, it does turn. Great. So this gimbal and this AI module does work at about 10 to 5 meters, 5 to 10 meters, if you will. And it does work pretty fine, even if you cross something like a tree or something else. So it's a great job. Hohem, you did a great job. So stop tracking me right now and let's move on. So guys, right now we're using the Hohem gimbal with the stabilization turned off completely in BlackMagic camera app, so you can see the real amount of stabilization that the gimbal gives you. And right now, guys, we are using the Insta360 Flow, a tiny little gimbal with the stabilization turned off, to see how it stabilizes the footage, how it actually does it. So let me know in the comments which one is more stable. So guys, why is it that important to use the Hohem gimbal instead of something like DJI OM6 with the tracking capabilities inside the app, or like Insta360 Flow, which I had a separate review and comparison right here and in the description below? Because you are limited to those apps to actually enable the tracking feature. But with this Hohem gimbal, you can use the native camera app, you can use the BlackMagic camera app, which I'm using right now to film myself in Apple Log, because Apple Log is a ton better than anything else that you can do with the iPhone. The best profile in terms of sharpness, detail, the image looks natural and not as over sharpened, without worse and gross tone mapping and so on. So as you can see, guys, this gimbal can track me in any app, which is really important. Also, it has a pretty good payload of 400 grams. I'm using the little clamp with an ND filter right now because it's still a bit brighter than I want it to be. And also we can handle pretty big case with a third-party lens, a pretty big lens, no issues. Also, Hohem does make a bigger version of such gimbal for cameras like Sony FX30, which is filming the gimbal right now, as you can see right here, with a pretty small lens, Sirui Sniper 23mm f1.2 in this case, and it actually can carry this amount of load and still have the tracking capabilities for your mirrorless camera or your action camera or your smartphone. It's a bit beefier, bigger, heavier, and more pricey, but still it's a great option as well. Unfortunately, my version of that gimbal, the bigger one, is somewhere with a delivery on the post or something, but still it's an option if you are filming vlogs, blogs, etc. and if you want to do something like this. So the gimbal will follow you around. It's not the smoothest performance, as you can tell, but still, guys, it's a much better solution than having to ask somebody to film yourself or to do something else. So thumbs up for that for Hohem. Let's move on. And guys, this gimbal comes with this carrying case. Inside the case you get a little tripod fit. Also you get your charging cable and the gimbal itself, which is nice. So let's go this way. I want to hang this case somewhere on the tree branch. And let me tell you that this gimbal comes with 12 hours of battery life if you are not using the AI features. But if you are using the AI features and also the built-in flashlight or LED light, which is inside the flash module, the AI module, you'll get cool colors, warm colors, and full RGB mode. You'll get around 6 hours with all of those features turned on, which is pretty nice in my opinion, and more than enough for the most cases. The gimbal itself is a bit on the bigger side of things because it's a pretty heavy and beefy gimbal. It's not that heavy by itself, but it's heavier than the Insta360 Flow, and it's not that compact and portable, but still you get this amazing feature of tracking yourself. So if you do need this feature, it is a nice thing to have. Also, there is one more pretty cool feature, which is 4 times tap on the trigger, 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you can see, it goes like so. So when you are in this mode, the front motor is on here, so you can probably see it somewhere in the shot when I do like so. And if you don't want this motor to be in the shot, you simply go 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will rotate like so. And this is the mode where you not get the front motor even at the wide angle lens, 0.5x lens, anytime, anywhere, no chance. Also guys, this gimbal does feature 2 buttons like A and B buttons, so you can program those buttons straight on the gimbal itself. You simply position on the gimbal, press and hold the A button and it sets the point. Then you go to another side, you press and hold the B button, it says the B button. Then you press or double press the A or B and it goes from one point to another, from the point the gimbal is staying right now to the A point, or to the B point, or from A to B. And you can make it work for like 1 minute for this time travel from A to B, or 5 minutes, or even 30 minutes, or 1 hour. So you can use this gimbal without an app and film time lapses or hyperlapses or motion time lapses with this gimbal without having to use an app, which is nice. A few words about an app. And guys, right now you're looking at the Hohem app. It doesn't have Apple log. It's a simply straight, like super color and contrasty, super colorful and contrasty image profile, picture profile, but it does have manual settings. It can track your face if you set the setting to track your face without doing this gesture. It can also do something like time lapses, motion time lapses, panoramas, I don't know, slow motion video, all that stuff, even some softening of the skin in 1080p video. But the app itself is pretty straightforward and simple. If you want to trigger the recording with the app, you can do so. Or otherwise, I would use the BlackMagic camera app and Apple log because it gives you much better results anyways. So to me, this gimbal is pretty straightforward and simple. It has a knob to control the focus or the tilt of the gimbal. It has a zoom in, zoom out button, the rocker, also different modes like pen follow, pen tilt follow, and different other modes. Let's get back and test the tracking capabilities in lower lighting conditions. So I have put off the ND filter, as you see. So you can do with this gimbal almost anything, like 360 degrees rotation, as you can tell, the infinity loop, infinity row, something like pen tilt follow and POV modes, lock mode, etc. You can change the brightness and the color temperature of the little LED on top. So pretty nice, versatile and simple to use gimbal. I'll write the price of this gimbal right here because I'm really freezing, guys. It's time to end this review. If you do need this capability, a lot of 1/4-inch mounts output of the system, you can charge your phone with this gimbal, by the way, as well. It's a really nice thing to have. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like and subscribe buttons if you did enjoy this video, and I see you in the next one. Take care.